Good evening, Parkland. Today is Friday, January 5th, 2024. In this episode of Parkland Profile, we'll take a look behind the camera at Parkland TV's award-winning short film, Parallel, and stop for a bit of Josh Early chocolate along the way. I'm Equipment Manager Aurora, Gery, and Parkland Profile starts now. One of the Lehigh Valley's favorite attractions is the lights at Greenwald's, a sparkling display of holiday lights. Now over to senior producer Caleb Diaz with a look into how it's all put together.
Hello Parkland, I'm your news correspondent Caleb Diaz, and today we're taking a look at the setup and the behind the scenes of Lights in Greenwald's and their whole operation.
Mike Yellick, Lights in Greenwald's. In 2016, I decided to put a lot of lights on the house, and I was like, you know what? It'd be cool if people came to see this. I opened up the yard a little bit halfway, and then from that point, it was good, but I wanted to do something further. So I'm like, all right, the next year in 2017, I wanted to somehow open the whole yard up and bring people in, but I didn't know what I was gonna do yet. And then I decided, okay, maybe the shed could be like popcorn and hot chocolate and that kind of stuff. So I did that. I wanted to do this because for the people that are less fortunate, you know, don't have enough, whatever the case may be, I think it's ridiculous that you have to pay to enjoy Christmas. So that's why I'm doing it. That's 100% the reason why I'm doing it. This will never, I will never charge anybody to enjoy the magic of Christmas. It's ridiculous. Not knocking those that do, but I will never charge. So that's why I do it. I believe in, you know, everyone should just be able to enjoy Christmas. Come see Santa, come see the Grinch, popcorn, hot chocolate, see the elf, see Cindy Lou here tonight. You know, that kind of stuff. But I don't believe in charging people for that. That's insane to me.
Parkland TV joined you here last year.
Yes.
What's changed since, and what did you update for the 2023 year?
Yeah, well, I feel like I update something every year. I got 3 new displays, big displays. Normally I put them up front, but I was like, you know what, we need to change it. We need to change something different. We added 2 characters this year, actually 3 characters this year. We added Frosty, we added Cindy Lou, and we added the elf. I just figured, you know, the more characters, the better. Next year there'll probably be another one. So, you know, I'll see you guys next year because everything changes every year. So I have 64 volunteers, and I will put this team up I have against anybody. They're the best people in the world, and without them I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So it's all thank my volunteers, you know. It's awesome.
What is your name?
My name is The Elf, not Elf, The Elf. My favorite part is everybody that shows up and enjoys it for Christmas, and it's all free. And it's all put together by one person. That's what I love. Everybody's smiling, the kids are having a blast, and they're enjoying their hot chocolate.
What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite? Oh. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It has got to be the best. I've seen it probably about 100 times. It might reflect my age, but easily 100 times.
How do you feel about that man over there, the Grinch?
How do I feel about him? Well, let's just say the person in the Grinch is exactly the personality of the Grinch. So, it's very fitting.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Steven Rogers.
Oh, okay.
My name is Cindy Lou Who.
What do you love so much about this light show?
I just like how many people are here and how joyful it is during the holidays.
What is your favorite part about Christmas?
Probably spending time with family.
So if the Grinch is here, how do you feel about that?
I feel excited.
Really? You like
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Mike and all the volunteers for letting Parkland TV get a behind the scenes look at Lights in Greenwald's. Have a happy holiday, Parkland.
Thanks, Caleb. When the weather outside was just a bit too cold for a walk in the lights, the Parkland community had the opportunity to stop in at one of Parkland High School's many winter concerts for an evening of wonderful music.
The performing arts at PHS stay pretty active year-round, with one of their busiest times of the year being the season of winter concerts. We sat down with each of Parkland High School's music teachers to talk to them about their first large undertaking of the year.
Hi, my name is Brian Mishler. I'm the Director of Orchestral Studies here at Parkland High School and also teach piano.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Lagan, and I am Director of Choirs here at Parkland High School. I oversee 5 different choirs at the high school. I have beginning chorus, mixed chorus, concert choir, vera voce, and chorale, and I also teach AP Music Theory.
My name is Jason LaRue. I am Director of Bands here at Parkland High School.
So when we're preparing for the concert, we're starting with some basic fundamental skills first, reviewing those concepts learned at middle school. Then we generally ramp up to harder pieces of music through rehearsal process. We're doing different fundamental and key signature drills each day to prepare for that concert in the winter.
For a choir to learn an entire piece of music probably depends on the song, but typically we're able to master a song in about 2 months. For example, our mid-year concert, we start prepping when we get back from the winter break in January, and then we have that concert at the end of February. So within literally almost less than 2 months, we've prepared about 3 pieces of music for each choir in that group.
For the typical band concert, we begin by just sight reading through the music. And as we get deeper into the music, we start to pick it apart, find individual problems, and fix those. And then as those problems get fixed, wrong notes, wrong rhythms, things like that, then we start to think big picture again about how to make dynamics work and transitions between sections of music work, things like that.
All of the choirs have essentially 3 concerts per year. In the winter time, because we have more time to prepare, it's sometimes a little bit of a longer concert. And so we actually have 2 different concerts. So one concert is for beginning chorus and mixed chorus, and then one concert is for concert choir and vera voce. We also have a mid-year concert, which sometimes is 2 separate concerts and sometimes is everybody on one concert. If we do that, then sometimes we sing a few more songs just so we can fit everything in one concert. And then in the spring, the choirs get the opportunity to perform right before FODA, or Festival of the Arts Weekend. We have one night of concerts where we split the groups into 2. So again, beginning and mixed chorus go together on one concert, and then concert choir and vera voce go second.
We test our sight reading ability because we do need to put a concert together fairly quickly following the marching band season. And we put together a selection of pieces, and then parents are invited to celebrate that at a concert with us, families, the community.
The band performances are a connection between the high school and the community. Our community members who may not see other parts of what we do here in the music department will see what the band does in our football performances on Friday nights and our winter and spring concerts. So it's very important that we're playing well, because this is the face of Parkland High School.
We get a lot of family and friends of students in the chorus, but it's also great to see different teachers in the district, community members, friends from outside of music who come out to see those events.
Sure, we typically have dinners for the community prior to the orchestra concert, both in the winter and the spring. And we get a lot of members from the community who attend the concert and really enjoy it. Our Strolling Strings Ensemble also plays out in the community quite regularly. So the Strolling Strings is a very unique group. We're very proud of this ensemble because there aren't too many in the whole country, let alone Pennsylvania. So we first work on learning the repertoire as it is, and then after we understand it, then we begin working on memorization. We have a process that we go through in terms of listening to recordings and working with memorization with music and without, and then begin practice walking without the music, strolling through the area.
With hard work and rehearsal time, Parkland's winter concerts are a huge success and draw in many community members. From Parkland TV, I'm Eric Wood.
Music isn't the only way to warm up from cold weather. Parkland TV took a trip to Nowhere Coffee to check out how they make their delicious warm winter drinks. Here's news correspondent Johnny Granger with the story, but first, a word from Josh Early Candies.
Holy figgy pudding! Zachary, what are you doing up?
Wait, are you eating my Just Early candies?
No.
Wait, are those the ones I wanted for Christmas? Okay, Santa, stay there. Let's cut to the chase, Santa. How many cookies?
Where'd you go from?
How many cookies for my chocolate back?
What are you talking about? You can't negotiate gifts.
15 cookies.
That's not the Christmas spirit, Zachary.
35 cookies?
What kind of cookies?
Chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies. I got them all.
Hi, I'm John Granger here with Parkland TV, and we are here at Nowhere Coffee talking to the owners about what it is like to be a small business in the Lehigh Valley around the holidays.
My name's Lauren Vargas. I'm one of the owners of Nowhere Coffee Co. We have 2 cafe locations, one in west end of Allentown, South Whitehall, one in Emmaus by the Triangle. We're very excited to announce that we are opening up our next location, which will be a roastery in the next coming weeks here. So we're very excited about that.
Hi, my name is Juan Vargas. I am the co-owner of Nowhere Coffee Co. here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. My inspiration for opening Nowhere Coffee was 1, my wife, and 2, my love of coffee. I think the first thing I bought when we came up with the idea of opening Nowhere Coffee was a roaster that cost $3,000, and my wife almost ripped my head off thinking, what the heck are you doing buying that kind of expensive equipment where we don't even have a coffee shop yet? So really just love coffee, been drinking it forever. Having grown up on an island, it grows coffee everywhere from the ocean to the mountains. For me, it was just natural to think about serving coffee to the community in Allentown. So it really came back to why we opened it, right? My wife and I were on our hamster wheel in our corporate careers. We felt like we're on the road to nowhere. It's named after a Talking Heads song, The Road to Nowhere. So we just felt like it fit. It was the right vibe for what we were going through in our lives. And when you're at nowhere, now you're here. So that also, the double entendre is also really cool. I think what makes our shop unique is really the fact that we blended the 2 cultures, or 2 of the big prominent cultures in Allentown, me being Dominican born, my wife growing up here in Allentown, and blending that together right at the cross, at the dividing line between Allentown and the rest of the county. It's just unique to blend those 2 cultures together. And to wrap in music into that, it just kind of brings it into a different feel.
My current order is going to be the Blurred Pines. We decided to be a little adventurous this holiday season and developed a pine syrup. Interestingly, pine doesn't taste like you think pine tastes like, and if I had a word that could describe what pine tastes like, I would share it with you, but I don't, so you're just going to have to come and try Blurred Pines. I'd take mine with oat milk. I think it's delicious hot with oat milk.
I think there's 3 important ingredients for coffee. 1 is coffee itself, coffee bean. 2 is the milk, and 3 is the barista. We start with in-house roasted coffee beans for our espresso. We partner that with Crystal Springs Farms whole milk. Brings a delicious texture, farm fresh milk right up the road, just past Parkland High School. And we partner that with amazing baristas that we train in-house. Our training lead, Madeline Whitehead, is going to show you how to make an amazing cappuccino.
And you're going to pour, you see the dots inside there? You're going to pour 3 dots.
3 dots, okay. Yep. Okay, nice. Throw this back in here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And then it goes into your portafilter. Everything's very hot. Don't touch the middle part. Okay. You can go ahead and pop it right in here. You're going to stick it in and push it in there until it starts grinding. There you go. And then you can just let it sit. Yeah, look over it. It'll sit there. It'll end. We got our milk ready.
Now, there's different types of beans, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So here we just have our espresso in this grinder, and then this is our decaf espresso. So those are the only 2 we have here. Everything else is used for our drip coffee. Sure. Cool. Okay. So you can pull that out of there. Yep. Kind of give it a little tap to help even out that mound on top of there. Yeah, cool. And then grab your tamp and come over here and kind of just stick the portafilter here in this corner so you're stable.
Okay.
And then flip your head upside down with the tamp. Yeah. Make sure you get it nice and level. Yep. And then give a nice firm press down. Yeah. Cool. And then check. See how you're a little lower on this side?
Yep.
So try to even that out a little bit. Okay. So it's nice and flat. Awesome. There you go. Cool. Tamp back. And then you're going to come from the left side here, pop it in and pull it to the middle. Awesome. Then press this button right here.
Okay.
Shot is pulling. You can grab your milk.
Okay.
I'm going to purge this first. We're going to pull that out of there. Yep.
This is the important part here.
Yep. You're going to fully submerge that steam one. What are they doing there? Yep. Okay. Pull that down to start. Awesome. Pull this down just a little bit until you hear that noise. So you're letting some air in. Cool. And then you're going to go back to fully submerged. Put your other hand on the outside so you can feel it heating up. Yep. And we're going to wait until it gets, in Juan's words, ouchie hot. Yeah, exactly. So keep going, stay there. Right there. And you can stop. There you go. Perfect. Pull that down. Grab your green rag here. Clean that off.
Flip this down?
Yeah. Okay. Make sure you don't touch that steam one. It's going to be super hot.
Okay.
Cool. And then we're going to purge it again. Awesome. So, I'm going to get your espresso. You're going to give your milk a little swirl. You can give it a little tap, too, to get some of those bigger bubbles out. Tap it on the counter. Yeah, there we go. Give that a little swirl. You're going to give your espresso a little swirl. So that's all mixed around. Awesome. And then when you're ready, go ahead and start pouring. Pour in like a circular motion so you start getting that milk mixed into that espresso. Get up high a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And then you're going to come down closer to the surface and try to pour some little dots in there. Yeah, get real close to the surface with it. Pretty close. There you go. Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Was an excellent attempt.
I think it looks great. Look at that. It's a little flower. Paper texture. Yeah.
The texture is great.
Perfect.
A weed. I see a little weed.
Great job.
From Nowhere Coffee for Parkland TV, I'm John Grancher.
Nowhere Coffee wasn't the only adventure Parkland TV went on this year. Last episode, you saw us compete in the Student Television Network's National Short Film Challenge. Now, a look at the behind the scenes of the award-winning short film, Parallel.
All right, rolling. Action.
Oh my gosh. Hi, I'm Ethan Silver. I played Chris in Parallel. I was also the writer, director, editor, and a bunch of other small odd jobs. So Parallel was made for the STN Challenge Fall 2023, which basically means we get a prompt and we have only a few days to do it. And that prompt was, title your movie Parallel, include a dining table, and we needed to include the line,
"New beginnings can be beautiful."
Now, of course, my first reaction was to do a movie about literally parallel lines in math. However, we thought it would be funnier and a little more unique to do a movie about parallel parking. And so that's how Parallel, the idea of a parking love story, was born. So after we quickly wrote the script, we went over it, did a cold read, and made sure that everyone knew their characters. This allowed us to have a very smooth process when we were actually filming Parallel.
Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Okay.
So directing and acting can be a little tricky, but I had a lot of trust in the other people working on the project, so other cinematographers, and we all kind of took turns doing different jobs. So when we weren't on screen, we would be using the camera or operating the audio equipment. It was really a team effort, and we really did a bunch of the work together for Parallel.
Could just do back of the computer up to face and then over the shoulder still shot.
Me?
I never learned how to parallel park either.
Womp womp womp. Editing is always one of my favorite parts of doing a short film. So basically I get all the clips synced on a timeline, and then I get to spend the next long amount of hours playing with different ways of arranging a scene, different ways of doing J cuts and playing with audio cuts, and maybe adding a little Foley here and there, and then obviously layering in music and color. It's a long, lengthy trial and error process, but editing is so fun, and it really makes the short film what it is.
My name is Nolan Montez, and I played Alex in the award-winning short film Parallel. So basically, we read over the script a few times and did a lot of practicing.
Man, I really thought you had that test.
I really thought you had that test.
Nah, I knew you were toast.
Nah, I knew you were toast.
You said that like a Breaking Bad character.
We had to say our lines many times so Ethan could get his perfect shot for the movie. Overall, it was very tedious, but also very fulfilling. Honestly, I didn't prepare at all. I kind of just wung it and gave it my all and just did my best. And Ethan cut it down. He cut down his cheese joke because he couldn't see the cheese pizza. So you guys missed a joke in there, but there's a joke, sprinkled in there. Like cheese, like shredded cheese sprinkles. The joke was after Taryn says, the infamous line, "New beginnings can be beautiful," Ethan holds up a slice of pizza and he says,
"Ava, that is the cheesiest thing I've ever heard."
And instead of showing the pizza, Ethan cuts to a reaction shot from Taryn, and the joke just doesn't play out.
"Ava, that is the cheesiest thing I've ever heard."
Oh yeah, that pizza at the end of the movie was like 2 hours old by the time it got into the actors' hands, so they were holding cold pizza that whole time.
Hi, I'm Xander Blickley, and I'm the director of Parallel's montage. So when Ethan asked me to do this, he kind of gave me my creative freedom with this. So he kind of just said, have fun with it, and that's basically what we did. All right, yeah. I had them drive around a lot, and the montage basically just consists of different angles and shots of the car that was driving around, and it was just trying to get the most creative with the shots, like how we filmed a shot where I was on the hood and filming into the car as they were driving. And it's just, thinking of those silly ideas to get the best shots, and it turns out really nice in the end. My inspiration definitely comes from my goofy nature, I want to say. Just being able to, just think outside of the box. That's all it really is. Thinking outside of the box of getting on the ground, getting low, getting high, getting all the facial expressions, anything you need like that.
Hey, whoa!
So with the montage, we basically had Ethan and Nolan argue about random things like throughout it. So whenever they're arguing about something completely random. I think Ethan was arguing about like his girlfriend or something like that. I don't know. I swear it was or Nolan was cheating on him or something like that. So it was just silly stuff like that.
What are you screaming at me for? Clearly I didn't know how time travel works. What was I supposed to do? You didn't cut the wheel. I don't know what to do. You didn't cut the wheel. What am I gonna do? I haven't dated 4 hours and there's nothing I can do. You gotta learn. Five. Ava, helm.
I tell them to get mad. I tell them to, be happy or be sad, that type of thing, as they go about driving and whatnot. I think we wasted a lot of gas because we did many circles, a lot of driving. And with the part with Callie in it, cameo of Callie Seckler, that was a great cameo. I don't know. But when, that was this pretty silly idea that we did. She was in it, she waved like she was trying to flirt with Nolan or something like that.
Ethan, I think you should get one coming out like, oops.
My favorite part about Parallel was definitely the end.
The ending with Ethan with the WikiHow of the car, trying to learn how to park, and the cheesy music, Disney Channel music.
Where I took my Honda Pilot and drove it up the curb. And basically, it was the nice twist ending.
And cheesy ending.
With Ava not being able to parallel park either, so it's cute, and it's a nice way to wrap up the film.
And it was great, and that was my favorite part. It made me warm inside, it made me smile. It was great.
My favorite part of the movie was definitely the montage. That was the most fun I've had shooting a movie ever. It was really exciting having Ethan drive my car like a crazy person and just getting to whip around a parking lot. It was a lot of fun, and there's some behind the scenes stuff that is definitely, dangerous but necessary to get the perfect shot.
New Year's Eve is definitely a highlight of December. It's so fun to look back on the year, whether it's Spotify Wrapped or an end-of-year post. Here's Sports Director Bryn Harrison with a recap of 2023's most important events.
Hello Parkland students, and welcome to PMN 10. I'm Bryn Harrison. Let's take a look at the top 10 topics of this year. We start with Issue 1, the Israel-Hamas War. This conflict between Israel and Palestine over land is not new, but the war with Hamas is. This started in early October between Israel and Hamas-led Palestinian militia groups around the Gaza Strip. In simple terms, Hamas is attacking Israel because they have anger towards Israeli policies and their treatment of Palestinians. This is a very intricate religious conflict between Jews and Muslims and has resulted in around 19,000 deaths, including both sides of this war. This has been one of the biggest humanitarian crises of 2023, if not the biggest. Now let's talk about Taylor Swift. In case you didn't know, Taylor Swift was named Person of the Year by Time magazine, and for very good reasons. She took the world by storm this year in many different ways. She went on her Eras tour, going through all the eras of her singing so far, and created small economic booms in each city she played in. This also created an opportunity for fans to exchange homemade friendship bracelets with each other that featured different era themes. In addition to in-person concerts, she released her concert movie, which gave the AMC chain their highest single-day ticket sales of all time. She has been re-releasing her songs, known as Taylor's Version, to gain back the rights to her music. Outside of music, she started dating NFL player Travis Kelce, making the already popular sport even more popular. There are also at least 10 college classes about her across the United States. She is the main character. Another talking point of the year is Elon Musk and Twitter. Elon Musk officially acquired the social media app Twitter in June of this year. Soon after, he fully transitioned Twitter to X, named after Musk's favorite letter of the alphabet. He called it the new everything app, and he paid $44 billion for this platform. From videos to baking to regular tweets, the goal for the app was to be run by AI and checked by real people, as few people as that is. Musk laid off more than 6,000 employees and about 80% of the workforce, and he began to cut costs aggressively. There have been many controversies around the new X app, creating many arguments and investigations into Elon Musk. Speaking of AI, artificial intelligence, or AI, is a machine's ability to perform tasks that we generally associate with a human being able to do. Throughout the past few years, AI technology has been advancing more than we can comprehend. This has been especially harmful to schools, with less work being completed originally and the teachers not being able to catch it. ChatGPT has been the main issue. It allows people to ask the intelligence to create a piece of writing with specific formats, topics, and languages. Students can ask the site to create essays or short answers for their classes, and students submit this generated writing to their teachers without learning how to write themselves. While some sites can detect artificially generated work, many schools are still struggling with this cheating issue and are adding it to their student handbooks. Trump has had many misfortunes this year. Donald Trump is the first president in U.S. history to face criminal charges. His indictment started in March when he was charged with falsifying business records in the first degree. Later in June, Trump was found to have classified documents in his possession. This is perhaps the most known of the trials from the year, including 11 different charges and the help of Walt Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira. Over 100 documents were found in Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, as well as recordings of Trump discussing holding secret documents he didn't declassify. His third indictment involved interference in the 2020 election by the president and his allies to overturn the results. This also includes the January 6th insurrection and involves 4 separate charges. His final indictment also involves the 2020 election and holds 4 additional counts. All of these trials are to take place in 2024, with some of them already beginning for the former president. Then there's the Speaker of the House mess. In early October, California Republican Kevin McCarthy was removed from his Speaker of the House position after he reached an 11th-hour deal to avert the government shutdown with the help of House Democrats. On October 25th, Mike Johnson was elected to the Speaker position after 3 weeks of failed GOP tries to gain majority. This was a long, drawn-out process and involved lots of debates among the media and government officials. Along with the government shutdown, this all sparked new controversies and lots of messy details along the way. Next was Matthew Perry's mysterious death. Friends star Matthew Perry passed away in his home at the end of October, and his funeral was then held soon after in November. The autopsy report recently came out showing that Perry died from acute effects of ketamine used to treat depression and anxiety. His role on Friends has touched many people all over the world with their 10-season production and lovable characters. Perry has long struggled with drug problems throughout his acting career, getting to the point where he was visibly skinny on the show. He worked hard to become drug-free and stop his addiction, and even spoke up about his struggles so no one else has to be in his shoes. His acting career has been iconic and he will always be remembered as Chandler. The Beatles also released a new song. The Beatles released their final song in November titled Now and Then, and it is a demo that John Lennon recorded. With the help of AI, the two surviving Beatles, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, finished it to be released to the public. They also include Harrison's guitar parts, and with the help of Peter Jackson's computer, they were able to make Lennon's voice come back to life for the fans. This idea came back to the members when they began their work on their Beatles Get Back documentary in late 2022. This will forever be established in the music history and is already very loved by Beatle fans all over the world. Have you noticed all the NFL injuries? Throughout this NFL season, many prominent professional football players have been getting injuries one after the other. Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Bengals, is out with a wrist injury. Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for the Jets, is out with a torn Achilles. Kirk Cousins, the quarterback for the Vikings, is out with a torn Achilles. And Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Browns, is out with a shoulder injury, just to name a few. Many players throughout the league have suffered lower body injuries like ankle sprains, torn ACLs, and of course, more and more people are tearing their Achilles tendon. More stadiums are incorporating artificial turf fields into their structures, which has been blamed for causing these season-ending injuries. Artificial turf is softer and causes more wobble when feet hit the ground, leading to some of these serious non-contact injuries. 15 of the 30 stadiums have some form of artificial turf, and many people, including injured Aaron Rodgers, are pushing for the change to natural gas surfaces. India finally passed China in population. In April of this year, India reached over 1.5 billion people in their country, passing China's 1.4 billion. Over a few decades, China has been declining birth rates caused by policies targeting fertility in the harsher one-child policy. They've been trying to curb population growth since the 1970s. India has been less strict with their policies, and they have also improved in their healthcare and education systems, leading to lower mortality rates and in turn higher fertility rates. Both countries are still experiencing population aging, meaning there's a majority of older people versus younger people. However, most of the world is also experiencing this new cause. I'm Bryn Harrison, and this was PMN 10.
That's all for tonight's episode of Parkland Profile. Tune in next month for our special coverage of Groundhog Day. Signing off, I'm your host, Aurora Gery. Have a great evening, Parkland.